Hey, what's going on everyone? Carlos here. On this video, I'm going to share with you how to use Instagram live stories and why Snapchat is in trouble. Hey, what's going on everyone? Carlos here. Today, Instagram rolled out live video to all of its users. Now, Instagram has approximately over 500 million users, which is more than double of the amount of users that Snapchat has. And if you've seen in recent times people broadcasting on Periscope or Facebook Live, you'll discover that Instagram live stories is very similar in nature. Check it out. So today Instagram rolled out live stories, or Instagram Live as it's being referred to. This is Instagram's answer to Periscope, and it's also Instagram's answer to Snapchat, who currently does not offer the ability for its users to live stream within its platform. So let's get right into it. So the first thing that you are going to want to do to try out this new feature within Instagram is from your home screen. This is the screen that you see here on this video, in which you see the ability to add to your Instagram story, but then you also see stories from friends at the top row. What you're going to do is you're going to click on the icon in the top left-hand corner, which is where you go to add a story to your feed. Here you're going to see three options. That's one, the ability to go live. Two, the ability to use the boomerang functionality, and then three, which is the ability to add to your story. So for the purpose of this demonstration, you're going to click on Go Live. And once you go live, this is very similar to using Periscope or Facebook Live. There's a little bit of a ramp up period while it notifies your followers. Now, check it out. This is really cool. Once you go live, it sends a notification to those that follow you on Instagram. So imagine if every time you send out a snap or a tweet, or if you post it on Facebook, your followers would be notified. So again, for the purpose of this demonstration, I went on Instagram Live within an hour of this update going out. And what I immediately saw was a surge of followers that jumped into my stream, and they were able to chat with me back and forth. The functionality is very similar to Periscope. It's very similar to Facebook Live. And for those of you that don't know, Facebook actually owns Instagram. So you see a lot of the same functionality, and you see a lot of the same functionality that you actually find on Periscope, where someone can tap the screen or they can tap a heart, and that's a way of showing engagement. As a creator or as a broadcaster, you can also respond and engage via comments, and your viewers, they can comment on your video. You also see here on this demonstration, Gary Vee. As soon as he went live, he had thousands that follow him across Instagram immediately see his broadcast. So live video, as many out there have predicted over the last year, is here to stay. It's going to continue to get bigger. And we see with this latest update coming from Instagram, live video is now a part of the Instagram ecosystem. So what does this mean for marketers out there? And specifically, what does this mean for Snapchat users? So before I get into what this all means for marketers out there, I want to preface by saying there has probably not been a bigger fanboy and proponent of Snapchat from a business and marketing perspective as yours truly. As many of you know, throughout this year, I've gone all over the world. I've spoken to thousands of marketing executives around how to use Snapchat for business. And that's not going to change going into next year. I'm also currently writing a book on how to use Snapchat for business. However, as I've been seeing Instagram up the game and up the ante by rolling out new features like today's Instagram Live, as well as recently they introduced disappearing stories or disappearing content. They have Instagram stories. They're also upping the game with the ability to favorite and reply directly within photos that you post to their platform. All of that said, to me, really shows that Instagram is putting themselves in prime position to be a major social media player in 2017 and beyond. And the reality is that Snapchat has had now about 2 years to give us all of these features that we see Instagram drop in now. Snapchat's had the opportunity to do that, and they haven't. Instead, what they've given us are spectacles, which are the Snapchat sunglasses, and they've made some minor product updates as of late. Earlier this year, Snapchat gave us, though, things like lenses and sponsored geo filters and such. But ultimately, it's that functionality that's not going to be enough to keep consumers engaged and most specifically entertained. Let's think about this for a second. Most people that use social media use this not from a marketing perspective or a sales or business perspective. They use this really to engage with their friends and to be entertained and to be engaged. And you have to give the audience out there that's using your product these features to keep them going on. I've often said what has made Snapchat stand apart from Facebook and Twitter and even Instagram up until recently is what I like to refer to as the stickiness factor. This stickiness factor is what keeps people coming back for more. Initially with Snapchat, what really set them apart was the fact that content posted disappears within 24 hours. So if you follow creators and others out there in your circles that you like the content that they post, then you're inspired to go back on a consistent basis to see their content. Because again, if content disappears, you don't want to miss out. Well, let's fast forward to where we're at now. With with Instagram rolling out its new features, that stickiness factor with Snapchat starts to lose a little bit of its luster, and the momentum has very quickly swayed over to Instagram. So where I'm going with all of this out there is, first of all, no, Instagram's not gonna go ahead and just all of a sudden kill Snapchat. I firmly believe that Snapchat is working behind the scenes on some sort of improvement or features or product to be able to go ahead and take the momentum back from Instagram. But I will say this, any marketer out there that currently has a presence on Instagram should absolutely be looking to leverage Instagram as well as its tools and new features like Instagram Live in order to reach your audience out there. I often get asked this question at every conference I speak at, specifically on Snapchat for Business, and that's, Carlos, should I be on Snapchat or should I be on Instagram? And my answer is always the same, and this isn't just for Instagram, and it's not just for Snapchat. You should be looking to use these social networks where your brand, whether it's your personal brand or your corporate brand, has reach and where people are engaging. So if your brand or if you as a person have been focusing the last 4 or 5 years to build a following on Instagram, don't just leave that by the wayside because you hear people like myself and others actively talking about Snapchat. Go all in on Instagram. Engage that audience provided that you have a community on there that's engaging back and watching your content. In fact, take these new tools like Instagram Live and push your content to a whole nother level where now more people can go ahead and know who you are and get access to your brand. However, do not decide to leave Snapchat in the dust just because you do not have a presence on there yet. Here's where I'm going with all this, guys. The way that you can fully leverage being on Snap and Instagram and Twitter and Facebook is by posting content that's unique to that platform that resonates with the intended audience on that platform. How I personally have been able to grow and scale, whether it's my YouTube or Twitter or Snapchat, is because on each one of these platforms, I'm creating content for the intended audience on that platform. And what happens over time is the more that audience starts to see your content, the more they want to start consuming it elsewhere. I like to often say that social media platforms have what I like to refer to as a halo effect. Meaning, if you create really cool kick-ass content on Snapchat, your audience on Snapchat over time is going to be very intrigued to see what you're posting on Twitter. They're going to be intrigued to see what you're posting on Instagram. So then what they're going to do is they're going to go look you up on Instagram, or if you're giving out call to action such as be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel or be sure to follow me on Twitter, then over time that community is going to start to gravitate and follow you elsewhere. That's ultimately how you grow your reach while speaking to different people on those platforms. Because let's face it, guys, you're not speaking all the time to the same audience on Snapchat that you speak to Instagram. So I'm a big proponent to do what works for your brand, do what works well for you, but also be willing to experiment and dip your toe in the water elsewhere so you can speak to a completely new audience. Yes, there's gonna be crossover, I totally get that, but you're not always speaking to the same people on each one of these different platforms. Hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully you guys have fun and just crush it with these new Instagram tools, because that's what this is all about. The key word in social media is social. You gotta socialize. You have to have fun. And I'm gonna leave you guys on this note. So many people are looking to use social media as a way to hard close and right hook their communities and their audiences, and they're not having fun in the process. Most people do not wake up in the morning to see your brand's content. They definitely aren't waking up in the morning to see your latest sponsored post on Facebook. So make sure that you're using these tools to tell fun, engaging, and compelling stories around your company, products, or services. That is real talk. That's it for now, guys. If you're on Instagram, be sure to hit me up at CarlosGil83, or if you're on Snapchat, you can also add me at the Carlos Gil. I'm gonna drop links for you here in the description of this video below. And if you are watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna be creating a lot of content throughout 2017, and this is going to be the destination for you to follow me and watch that content that I'm dropping each and every day, week, and month throughout 2017. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.